Okay, I think we're live. Super excited to be here with you guys today. I'm trying out this new software so that we can get back to our Mom Talk Mondays with you guys because I've been missing it so much. And today I brought my friend Yari on with me, and I'm so excited to just talk about all of the things that have been going on. I've got the pregnancy and that has been a bit crazy, but I'm just going to introduce myself in case you're new. If you are watching live, please drop a live in the comments section. If you're watching the replay, please say replay. I just love to know who's here, and it really helps support. So, if you don't know me, my name's Michelle Darna, and this is one of my favorite things to do is just getting together for a little bit of mom talk. I'm from a small town in Florida, and I just really enjoy the fact that in this world we can hop on here and we can kind of connect together without having to always be together because let's face it, mom life is pretty busy. So, um, I'm going to just pass it over to Jody and let her introduce herself for a second as well. And then we're just going to talk about some stuff. If you want to comment anything in the comment section that you want to talk about or anything like that, we'd love to hear it. And go ahead.
Hello. So, if you guys don't know me, my name is Jody, and I am here with Michelle. We started working together a little bit ago, not too long ago. Um, I am going to touch more bases on stay at home mom life. That's always fun. I have been going to school for the past 2 years. So I'm a full time student and I'm about to graduate now in December, but I do plan to continue on going. Um, and it has been quite the journey to start this journey with Michelle. So I'm gonna pass it back over to you.
Yeah, it has been a lot of fun. And we'll tell you guys a little bit about what we're doing at the end, but we want to just talk about some mom stuff. I would love to hear like anybody watching. I know I have a few friends that are pregnant right now. Like, let me know if you're pregnant in the comments. Be like, Prego or something, because I'm going to tell you right now that this has been the hardest pregnancy I've been through. This is our fourth, and it's going to be, it's another girl, which we are happy about. But all my other pregnancies were before I was 30. And this after 30 pregnancy thing is not fun. So, when was the first time that you were pregnant? Like, how old were you? I was 18, and then I had my daughter when I turned 19. What about you?
I was, let me see, 23, I think was when I had my first. He's 9 now. So, and then again at 26 and then 28.
That's a good age gap there, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, my second wasn't even until two. Oh gosh, I don't remember how old I was, but I know the year, so I should be able to figure this out. But math isn't mathin' for me right now. So I know that I have a 13-year-old who's literally about to turn 14 in 2 days, and I still can't believe that. Hey, Delilah. Super fun. Me and Delilah actually had our first kids around the same time, and they've been like growing up friends. So that's pretty cool. She's
Oh,
just
that's
popped
awesome.
commented. Um, and so my second daughter is 8, and my third daughter is 7. So I'm gonna have like there's not a lot of age gap between those two, and then a larger age gap between the first, and then between the third and the fourth. So I feel complete with this. I am not sure like what direction I'm going to go as far as, if I want to have more kids or not after this. So that's something that's definitely on my mind. Anybody who has any input on that, let me know in the comments because 4 seems like a good number if you ask me.
Altogether, my husband and I do have four. We have three boys and one girl, and the girl's already 15. And we have 9, 5, and 3. And I don't know. Four is a good number. It's
Yeah.
definitely up there. The last one was definitely the hardest as far as the pregnancy went. So I can only imagine the fourth one.
Yeah. This time when I've always been working like the whole time. And so I had been doing some catering on and off, and I was like, oh, it's going to be fine. Like I've always worked right up until the end, no worries. And then I just did a long shift on Friday, and that pretty much took me down. And I didn't really do anything over the entire weekend. I could barely get out of bed. My toes were like little sausages, and I was like trying to move them, and they were just like, they're not moving at all because they're so swollen. I never had my feet get swollen like that. Drop it in the comments if you have ever gotten swelling from your pregnancies on your feet or anything like that. I've gotten lucky that I didn't have like preeclampsia or anything like that, but I've definitely had some swelling this time, and
I
that
had
was
three.
intense.
All
Yeah, you
three.
did?
Oh yes, all three of them. My hands and my feet would swell up really bad. My stomach, I would put my hands on my stomach and it would go from like white to red so quick. It was horrible. I retained so much water. And that last one, I worked maybe for like the first 2 months, and once I started getting big, I said, "Nope, I'm done." Just because of the swelling. I literally would walk and I can feel the water jiggle in my feet. It was horrible.
Whew. Did you do anything that like helped you with that?
Main thing was drink lots of water and prop my feet up as much as I possibly could. I would go on walks, and then after those walks, I would not barely get back up until the next day because it was bad.
Yeah. Yesterday, the foot propping up thing seemed to help me a lot.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah. It's
that's
definitely,
probably a good idea.
and it's the weight, because the weight of that belly, like it seems like um the more bellies you have, they tend to sit lower and they feel heavier the more kids that you have. At least for me, that's how it felt, because my third one, it just felt like I was just so heavy and the belly just sat so low. So I felt like that made it worse as far as the swelling and everything went. I know after
Yeah.
that, that's when I decided to stay home, because my first one, I was only home with him for about 6 weeks. And then I had to go right back to work, and that was heartbreaking. Then the second one, I was able to get 3 months. And by the third one, I said, you know what? I don't know if this is my last one. I am staying home. And I ended up staying home and just going to school. I said, I can't do this.
Yeah. When I had Lotta, who's my oldest, I was a single mom and I was working 2 jobs. So there was like basically no days that I was actually off of work. I was always working at least one of the jobs. And so when I had the next two, I was blessed enough to be with my husband now and was able to kind of stay home a lot more because I didn't want to miss out on their childhood. But I was still essentially like running a daycare to be able to bring in a financial contribution while I was staying at home. So I was doing a lot, and it was really nice to be home with them. But this time I've got just some different things, in mind for moving forward and being able to be here and contribute financially, which is what we're really excited to tell you about at the end. But I know that like being a stay-at-home mom is like sometimes people have an opinion on it. Like it's my friend Becca, somebody made a post the other day and they were like, what do people say whenever they hear about your occupation? And she's a stay-at-home mom, and she's like, oh well, they always say like what do you do all day? And it's like, what are you talking about? There's so much I have to do all day. Like it never stops. And, I felt like I got kind of disconnected and lost myself. And I don't know if, like, how has it been going for you? Like, do you have any feelings like that?
That is exactly how I felt. In the beginning, it was nice because I was like, oh, I'm on top of things. I have all this extra time. Um, where I'm not having to rush to work, have to drop the kids off and do everything in between. But that didn't seem to last very long, especially when I got into school. Now it seems like it's always go, go, go. I have to schedule to be able to sit down and have a conversation or anything of the sort because I'm always between all the housework, between the schoolwork. Then after picking up the kids from school, it's getting dinner ready, getting everything ready to get them to bed, showers, and everything in between. Plus, once my husband gets home, tending to him. So I'm always kind of tending to everybody. And I'm the last one to tend to in the day. So that does feel a little discouraging sometimes, but it's like finding your strength in that because it took me a while to kind of find a balance and find a schedule to follow because once you get a schedule, you write things down, you buy yourself a planner, you do anything to try to get yourself in a balanced schedule, things seem to go and flow like a little bit easier where you're able to maneuver through your day a little bit smoother rather than just kind of feeling like you're going crazy. You don't know, you want to pull your hair out. It mellows out as time goes, and your kids, once you get on a schedule, your kids kind of follow that schedule and they start kind of getting into that schedule. So once they have that, it's easier because now you're not on top of them 24/7. Now they kind of just know what to do. So when my kids get home from school, the first thing they do is clean their room, do their homework, take their showers. They get all of that out the way. If they're gonna go outside and play, then they take their shower before bed. But we kind of get through it just having that schedule. But it did feel like a very deep disconnection when it came down to my friends. We had that distance going on. When it came down to family, I'm farther away because on top of staying home, we ended up moving, and that made it harder to kind of be around people. So you just kind of got to force yourself out of that, force yourself out of bed, force yourself to refocus and understand what it is that you're doing, because that time with your babies, it does feel good.
Yeah. Did you have like struggles with the kids getting them onto that schedule, or did it kind of come smoothly? Well, I would guess so, maybe from your facial expression right there.
Yes, it was a challenge. It was a challenge. It was not easy by far. It took a lot of repetitive motions in there, a lot of discussions that we had, going back and forth. Um, So I want to say that from the moment they started school this year is when I finally felt like I got, and it's been 2 years that I've been home, a little over 2 years. And this year was when I felt I finally got to a point where I can say they're more or less on a better schedule. Do we still get out of it and have our crazy days? Of course, we're by far perfect, but we do have a lot of more discipline, I guess you can say, in that matter. So they listen more. They're more attentive to the things that they do have to get done. And I let them be kids then after. As long as you get your stuff done, we're good. But it is a struggle.
Yeah, I'm working on getting some checklists and things like that and new routines in this week. We've started doing some OT with our youngest, and so like there's some things for us to implement, and I'm really excited to see how that can move us in a positive direction. But I know that sometimes it can be hard going into like a new thing for kids. So I'm not sure how that's going to go in the long run, but we'll see.
I had so many people tell me, why don't you put the kids in daycare? Why don't you, to try to get that alone time? And we all know. So if you guys have struggled with that aspect of trying to put them in daycare, trying to put them in some kind of babysitting for a couple of hours, at least in the day, so you can get things done, how did that go for you? Drop it in the comments as well. Because for me, I didn't have the means to be able to put the kids in childcare. My husband being the only one working, then obviously I'm not going to try to pay for that if I'm home. So the whole point of me being home is not just going to school, but being able to take care of the kids and not having to worry about daycare. But some people think and feel differently. So I know that's a different challenge on its own to get your own time.
Yeah, and I feel like childcare costs are crazy right now. So I'm not really sure. Like, I see a lot of times that people feel like, well, I might as well just stay home with them for this cost of going out and getting daycare because it's like it evens it out depending on what kind of a job that you can get.
Yeah.
And so that's definitely like a really good point.
And nowadays it's crazy because it's like depending on how much you make, it's like whether or not you feel like working just to pay for the childcare. Just
Right.
because of the fact that it's gotten so expensive. So it's hard. The life today, it's hard.
Groceries are like an insane amount of money. I feel like everything just, I feel like there's this thing I keep seeing online and it rings so true. Like we're making more money than we've ever made, but we're struggling more than we ever have. And it's like, I remember if you resonate with that, like put that in the comments too, because I know that I feel that way and I have felt that way. And I've spent the last 3 years like working to build something online. And there's some changes going on with that, which is what Johnny and I are working on. And so essentially, what we're doing is being able to create digital income with multiple streams. So we got into this course and we checked it all out, and it just kind of like really opened up the possibilities to be able to share and help other people do this. And there's so many different things that you can do with it, whether you already have your own existing business and you want to figure out how to do the digital marketing of it online, or maybe you want to learn how to do Amazon affiliate reviews where you just review products online and you can show them to other people. I mean, sometimes people feel like, well, I'm not like a salesperson, but it's no different than if you loved something and you were to tell someone about it, you just also would have the option of being able to make a commission when it comes to like affiliate links. But like I say, you can do it with anything. And then you can also be able to, make money with just helping other people. And that is really what makes a difference for me, because I know that so many people are struggling right now to be able to be home, especially like moms, to be able to be home and still be contributing financially, because unfortunately just one stream of income coming into your house, like from our husbands or whatever, is just sometimes not possible with whatever lifestyle we've created or with the inflation rates that have happened so quickly. Like I remember when so like COVID happened, that pushed me out of my management position. And then I have had like multiple other things going on that were just like supplementing my income. And I remember making the decision where we sat down and we went over, here's how much money we have to have, and are we making enough? And it was fine, like we're like, look at that. We're like doing so good. We had paid some stuff down. And then this, like, I guess hyperinflation has happened over the last year or so, and that completely changed where my plan was. And that's why I had to start going back and doing some of the in-person catering jobs, which I love it, and that has opened up some great avenues for me. But to be able to go online and be able to go to a full-time digital marketing position, that has been the biggest game changer, especially after working this last long shift and realizing like my toes were sausages and I couldn't even barely walk. And then I wasn't present with the kids for 2 days. I mean, I was literally, I couldn't even get out of bed. I've never had such a horrible headache in my life. And so it's just like finding that thing that you love and then figuring out how you can be able to share that with the world. And we still have to make money. So that's kind of what we're doing. And if that's something that you would be interested in, just drop like online or money in the comments, and one of us will follow up with you and we can just chat about how we could kind of help you out with that too. And I know we've been on here for a little while now, so we don't want to keep you guys on here for too long, but we will be here every Monday doing this with you guys. And any topics that you want to talk about, please drop them because I know there's all kinds of mom stuff that I could talk about forever.
Yes, and we're here for you. So I know working online has definitely been a game changer for me too. So we look forward to hearing from you guys. Let us know what you think and how you feel.
And we will see you next Monday.
Bye.
Bye.